Guys, welcome back to the channel. I told you guys I would not take too long to make another video, so here we are again, and this week's video is going to be dedicated towards my weekly or nightly meal prep. And why I decided to do this topic for the video is because as I've started working with more nutrition clients and the corporate clients that I have now, and just talking to people in general, one of the main things that always comes up is not having enough time to eat healthy, to exercise, whatever the case may be, is just like, I'm so busy, I don't have enough time. So what I want to do is talk about the easiest way, I think, and again, this is just my opinion, how I do things, but the easiest way to meal prep and prepare your day in advance. What I do is a couple of things, and I'm gonna kind of go through step by step and then show you guys a couple nights of how I'll meal prep for my next day. But kind of just reversing a little bit, a couple things in regard to nutrition that I find help people be the most successful is A, being prepared, and B, having a little bit of a reality check with my clients. And what I mean by that is, don't get me wrong, I know you guys are busy, I know there's just so much going on, and what I try to talk to them about is just taking a step back and saying to yourself, like, number one, how important is this goal that I'm trying to accomplish? How important is it to me? Because then you'll be more willing to sacrifice maybe some time or whatever it is to do the things that you need to do to get to that goal. And two, when you say you're so busy, again, I'm not saying that you're not. I know people work crazy hours, kids, all kinds of things are going on, but take a day and evaluate really what you're using your time to do. And with the meal prep stuff that I'm gonna show you guys, it can take 15 minutes at night before you go to bed to put this stuff together. And a lot of times people realize that 15 minutes that they're using potentially or not using for preparing for their next day to be the most successful they can be. They're scrolling on their phone, they're watching Netflix, they're on TikTok, all of these things. So I challenge them to see if they can carve out 15 minutes, do the prep that they can do, and then the next day you're gonna be able to utilize your entire day and not have to worry about making meals or rushing around trying to figure out what you're gonna eat. And that also leads me into my next point before I go and show you guys what's going on in the kitchen. But when you're not prepared and you come home after a long day, or you go to work and you're not prepared, you're more likely to just open your fridge when you get home, open the cabinet, and pig out and grab whatever's in sight. Same thing with when you go to work. If you don't bring a lunch or you don't bring snacks, you're more likely to hit the drive-thru or eat whatever's in the break room, and that can also harm your path to getting to your goals, to losing weight, to performing a certain way in the gym, to just feeling good, having your body function the best way it can. All of those things, by not being prepared, kind of moves you off the path towards that. So by having lunch, having snacks, having an idea of what you're gonna have for dinner or prepared dinner already, as soon as you walk in the door or as you go to eat, you know what you're gonna have and it's ready there for you. All you need to do is heat it up. And that way it helps you say no if, you know, there's pizza in the break room and you're like, you know what, that does sound good, but I have this prepared lunch that's just as good, and it's also gonna just help me stay on the path to getting wherever I wanna be. And that's not to say that the pizza is bad or you can't have the pizza, but you get my point. So Anyway, welcome to my kitchen. You guys have been here before if you've seen any of my other videos. I love food, I love to cook, so I spend a lot of time in here. First things first, one thing that I do and what I suggest to others to do is before you go into the kitchen to make your, let's say, lunch for the next day, you plan out what you're gonna have. This helps you just know what you're gonna have for lunch and dinner or breakfast or snacks or whatever, and honestly it just gets you at least for me, I'm like, ooh, I get to have this meal for lunch today. Like, you look forward to it. Or anyways, as I was saying, my camera cut off, but I basically just plan a menu of my day. I track it in MyFitnessPal because I track my macros and my daily intake, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You could jot it down on a piece of paper, you could put it in your notes on your phone. What I'll do, and I'll put it in the corner so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But I will look in my cabinets, look in my fridge and see what foods I have, and then I'll decide what I want to make for my meals throughout the next day. And then basically all I'll do is I will copy and paste anything that I'm eating the same. Like, my breakfast is the same a lot of days, so I'll just copy and paste that over onto my next day, or you could write it in your notes on the next day, however you want to do it. And then I'll write, or I will put in MyFitnessPal what I'm going to eat for the next day for lunch, dinner, breakfast, snacks. My menu for the day is prepared for the next day, then I'll go ahead and start putting those meals together. I've also said this before, but I don't do any major meal prep where I'm putting full meals together, like chicken, rice, and a vegetable all in one Tupperware. What I do is more of a bulk meal prep, and I will make all of my different meats that I'll have throughout the day, and then I'll have different sides or carbs that I'll be able to pick and choose from for my next day menu, and same thing with veggies, and then also same thing for snacks. So I'll just show you a little bit of how I do that. All right, into the lovely fridge we go. So you'll see here, this is one of my containers of ground turkey, and I will use this for my lunch today, so I'm gonna grab it. Vegetables, different like salad mixes and things that I can put together meals with, fruits, more veggies, and then obviously all different kinds of sauces, and then we're always stocked full of Perfect bars. And then the same thing in my freezer. These are the Jasmine Rice frozen packs that I'll use all the time. It just makes meal prep so easy. You throw these in in the microwave. Boom, you have for me, 2 days worth of rice prepped. Also, we'll have these French fries on hand. They're delicious, super quick and easy to make. And then some other random stuff in here. But these rice packs are really my go-to for easy meal prep. And then in my cabinet, I always keep on hand some kind of like veggie noodle, which I'm actually gonna use these for my lunch tomorrow. I haven't tried them yet, but I tried the other ones, which were like sweet potato, and they were amazing. So I'm gonna make these for my lunch tomorrow. And then I have tons of Kodiak cake stuff because we love those. Protein bars, just other things that I can like put together for snacks. Like, for example, different dried fruits, super quick and easy snack. Almonds, another easy, delicious snack. And then these little fruit, they're like fruit pouch sauces. I love these for like a pre-workout. So those are just menu items that I like to keep on hand, and then I'll go through and decide like, okay, I'm gonna have ground turkey and those noodles, and then some peppers for my lunch tomorrow. And then I'll have it in MyFitnessPal already, and then I'll go ahead and I'll just start pulling different pieces and making it into a meal. So for dinner, I won't make it in advance. So when I get home at night, it's just super quick and easy for me to grab chicken, throw it in the mic or the air fryer to heat it up, and then I'll usually have like potatoes or those French fries and then a side salad. So I like to just choose options and things to build my plate and my menu that are simple and easy to make. I'm not one to make these big elaborate recipes or anything like that, so I just like to keep things simple and almost in like different pieces, if that makes sense. So I can grab different pieces of sides and proteins and fats and veggies and fruits and whatever, and then kind of build my plate, and then overall like build my menu for the day. So now how I'll do this is I will just put the bowl on the scale, zero it out. So it's zeroed out, ready to go, and then I'll have my Tupperware full of the meat that I'm gonna add in there, and I will just scoop some of this into here until I get my serving size. And then basically I will get my noodles on the stove, get those boiling and cooked, and then while that's cooking, I'll start working on my post-workout meals. So an overnight like protein oatmeal with some fruit. I'll chop all that stuff up. I'll chop up the veggies for my lunch, and then I'll put together, I think I put some almonds and stuff on there for some snacks. So I'll kind of put all of that together, and then basically it's done for my lunch. Next clip, I'll be showing you guys tomorrow, and maybe I'll do like how fast will my meal prep take for the next day. And then I'll also do one for dinner so you guys can see how I put together my dinner. Again, super fast and easy. Breakfast is the only meal that I make like in real time and eat it after right away as soon as I make it. So hang tight, next video you guys are gonna see me crush my meal prep. Here we are again in my kitchen, ready for dinner. So I'm gonna show you guys how I very quickly put together my dinner based off of the stuff that I already have prepped. I kind of went over that, all of those details earlier in the video, but now I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I make my dinner. First things first, I'm gonna chop up some of these potatoes. You could really make these ahead of time, but I just like making them the day of because then I'll just throw them in the air fryer and it cooks them pretty quickly and keeps them crispy instead of like a little mushier. Okay, they're all chopped up and then I weighed them out. They're like 150 grams of potato. Now I'm just gonna put a little olive oil on them and some salt and pepper, and then they're ready for the air fryer. My plate is looking good, and it will look even better when I have the potatoes and then the protein on there too. And that's something you can focus on when you're thinking about good nutrition, is how your plate looks. It should look colorful. You should have some sort of carb, you should have some sort of protein, and then the rest should be filled with lots and lots of veggies. So when you look down, you're like, oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful plate of food, and almost so much that you're like, yup, I need to Instagram this. So now my potatoes are done and my plate is complete and I'm ready to eat. And honestly, this probably took me at most 25 minutes because the potatoes just took a while to cook. Reese is giving me a hard time. Okay, so now I'm done with dinner and I'm gonna prep my meals for tomorrow. So like I explained before, I already have them logged in my FitnessPal, and now I'm just gonna put everything together for my lunch. So I'm gonna have Reese film me doing this, and I'm just gonna set a timer and see how long it takes for me to put my lunch and my snacks together for tomorrow, and go. In under 15 minutes, I put together my whole lunch and snacks for the entire day tomorrow. And honestly, it all looks really good, at least to me. But I made the noodle dish with the rice noodles, and then I have some almonds, some carrots, 2 protein bars, because I have a little bit of a different schedule tomorrow, so my eating looks a little bit different. But then I will pack all of this stuff up in the fridge and bring it with me to work tomorrow. A day in the life of me meal prepping and how I live my life eating. Anyways, that's it for today's video. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.